Hello, this is Mambi Fredson-cole again. It is day 5 of my commitment to consistency. As you're aware, I talked about incorporating habits into my life that would drive it in the direction I want it to go. So on this 5th day, I got up again to do the same route, jogging, which is about 2.5 to 3 miles. And I had decided right before getting out that I'm going to add a little bit to the distance, and I did. So I went the usual route and then detoured off for maybe about a quarter of a mile, adding maybe a quarter to half a mile more distance to what I had done in the previous 4 days. So today it's closer to 3 miles that I jogged. Now I felt good, of course, when I finished, but my legs were a little bit weaker than usual, because I guess it's not used to that little additional distance. But with time, I assume it will. That's how habits develop. So I went through, and as I got to my home, it seems like my legs were collapsing under my feet, and that I was out of breath. There's so many feelings that you get, but the satisfaction is there that you set a goal, you stayed with it, and you finished it. And that's how I feel as I sit here talking to you. I set a goal, I stayed with it, and I finished it. And I hope and I believe that I am going to be doing this as well. Other things that I've decided to add to my daily routine is to make sure that I read for at least an hour a day. At least an hour a day. And to listen to, maybe spend another hour or so listening to people that I respect who've done things that I want to do in life, and more also to look at video clips from them and to see how I can incorporate some of the thoughts and recommendations they have into my life to get it going in the way I want it. So yesterday I picked up a book which is Believing by Claude Bristol. Now, no matter what your persuasion in life is, no matter whether you're good, you're bad, you believe in God, you don't, no matter what it is, everything, there's one string that permeates all of it. It starts with believing. Believing is the foundation upon which we build everything we do in our lives. The next thing is, once we believe, we begin to think. Everything you see around you, everything you begin to see around you was created with thought. It started originally from the thought. From the verse you see at your desk, the computer, it starts with somebody thinking that they can make that. And then by sticking with actions that are consistent with that thought, they fought challenges, they overcome failures. They did all the work that is necessary to make that a physical thing that you see today. So as I try to recommit myself, I believe that I'm going to do the things that I'm setting out to do now. And I think that with my consistent and persistent action, I'm going to be able to see them through, come to fruition, and act on it. Now, you also may have noticed that there is something in that is you're conscious of. When you are awake, you're conscious that you're blinking your eye. You're conscious that you are smelling things. You're breathing in and out. You're conscious of things that touch you. You're conscious of everything around you. those things send sensations to your brain, and you are aware of them. And you can decide that you want to shut your eyes or breathe in. You can make conscious effort to do things that you want to do with yourself. But there's the part of you that is constantly working whether you are aware of it or not. That is the subconscious. The subconscious is always working. Whether you are sleeping or not, it is working. It is working to keep you alive, so that even though you are not consciously deciding to breathe in and out, it is doing that work for you. It keeps your eyes closed. It is something that will wake you up in the long run and bring you back to full consciousness. It is always there. Now, that's one of the work that it does. Now, the second work is that sometimes you run into difficulties and you don't know what to do, but reflex action make you act a certain way. It is the subconscious. It is watching for us. It's almost acting like an emergency guard. Then there's a third part. The third part has to do with this telekinesis or some of these psychic things that a lot of people don't believe in. That is the third part. But more importantly, if this subconscious is so good at what it does, how can we let it know what our desires are so that it can help us accomplish them? That is what happens when you do something so many times, over and over again, that it turns into an habit that you do subconsciously, something that you would do without even recognizing it. Some of us has some bad things, maybe to scratch our eyes or our nose, pick our nose. These are subconscious activities that we've done so many times that it stays with us. So how can we use that subconscious to achieve some of the things we do? It is by habits, by doing something consistently and persistent so many times that it becomes like a reflex action, something that we would do all the time. So that is what I would like to get myself to. I would like to get the things that I need to do, because most of them means that you have to be repetitive. I'd like to develop myself more. So it involves reading, listening to people who are in life where I want to be. It involves interacting with people who have done things that I'd like to do, and learning from them. It involves my self-development, and the way to develop myself is to do things in little bits and pieces, so that the compound effect takes place. So those are the habits that I would like to develop in the next several days, so that I can get to a place where the things that I need to develop myself, I can do them subconsciously. I can do them without thinking about them. So that is what I'm getting to through consistency and persistency, to develop the habits that I need to succeed. Everyone has habits, things that they do regularly, whether they are poor, homeless, out in the streets, or wealthy and well off, in living in a mansion. They have habits that they engage in regularly, and that habit is what has led them to the position that they are in life. So if you use certain principles, certain laws, that every action has its consequence, then you could develop habits of doing the things that would have the consequence that you want in life. And that is the position that I'm getting to. I want to develop the habits of doing things consistently, so that I can get the results that I want to have in my life. Once again, I am developing the habits of doing things consistently and persistently, to develop the habits that I want to have in life. So as we continue over the course of the next several years, you would see the progress that I make in developing my habits, whether it's physical, mental, or otherwise, so that I can get the sort of results that I want to have in my life. This is Mombi Fredson-cole. It is the 5th day of my commitment to consistency and persistency. And today I have recorded my thoughts about my jog, and then some of the things that I picked up reading in the last 24 hours or so. So it is Mombi Fredson-cole checking out, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.